Hi there, my name is Don Alejandro and this is my good friend
John Hartner.
And this is Two Grumpy Men on the Direction of American Politics. Now, several things have happened and we're looking at the future, and one of the things that's really hit me is that the radical left has now become the mainstream left, and you've seen this too. One of the things that's really hitting me is the left has dogma now. They have beliefs out of thin air. You can't talk to them anymore. You can't reason with them anymore. They believe things and that's the end of it. And even when you present facts, it's like invisible to them. I had an experience online. I was making a simple point, and that is married women tend to vote Republican, single women tend to vote Democrat. This is a statistical point. It's called the marriage gap. Everyone knows it. But he found it inconvenient for the things he believed in, and he could not see the data that I put in front of him. I sent him leaks, I sent him articles, didn't matter. And I think that's really a frightening sign.
Well, in terms of, whether women vote one way or another because they're married or single, some of these things are generalizations, right? So
exactly.
It doesn't mean that every woman that's married votes Republican. Obviously, there's a vast majority of women who are married who vote Democrat or Republican.
This is a statistical trend.
But if you're calculating trends and and that's what you're going on, hey, look, a trend is a trend.
Yeah.
The hell with it. I find it just like that. I find that Democrats have lost their minds. They have. Democratic Party and liberal people, you have lost your minds completely. You have no idea where you are in this world, and you're trying to figure out why. And the only person you have to look at is the person in the mirror. All right, because you chose a weak candidate. You've gone all the way to a side in a philosophy that doesn't fit with what middle class America wants anymore. We don't care about all this shit about, whether it's bathrooms or, people need jobs, people need to work. The middle class is gone. You had 8 years. We got nothing.
I had an experience in the bank. I went in on Friday. I was wearing an American flag tie. Bank manager commented on it. I told him I was having a good day. The gentleman behind me in line went insane. And I truly tell you, this is not some guy, living in a commune. This is not some fringe person. This was an ordinary human being behind me in line who would not shut up. He cited every single left-wing talking point, none of which was supported by the facts. I was perfectly willing to say, well, what do the facts show? What is the evidence? I was willing to have that conversation in as moderate a tone as I could, and I couldn't get through. It was just on and on.
Well, what I find is that they blame. I used to consider myself a centrist, but the center has moved. It moved without me even knowing where it went, and all I saw was go to the side where I'm going. That makes no sense to me. The fact that most Democrats don't even want to acknowledge that there could be a different point of view than theirs.
That's frightening.
That somehow their point of view is the only correct one, and that's what the rest of America thinks.
Or should think.
It is arrogant and incorrect. It has nothing to do with what America thinks. Most of America is very diverse. Everybody has a completely different background and traditions depending on where your family came from. Mm-hmm. Because we're all descended from some other country.
The problem
the real Americans, who are the natives, are looking at us and saying, why don't you just get the fuck out?
Well, I think the larger point, to bring it back, is that we've stopped talking, and not only that, but we've stopped the ability to talk. And it's coming from one direction. The left does not want to listen anymore. Now, to your experience, yes, you were a centrist, but the position of the left is anyone who is not radical left Anyone who's not
I just think-
protesting is
I
now
just think-
conservative.
well, I just think that it's ridiculous because, hey, for 8 years, the Democrat Party had President Obama as the leader, and yeah, Republicans, they didn't like it, but guess what? They woke up, they went to work the next day, they sucked it up, they continued with life, and now what? Now, all of a sudden, the sky is falling, the earth is on fire, and they can't even figure out how to live. I saw somebody that posted a how to survive 4 years of the Trump presidency. It was like a guide for the artist. I mean, really?
I saw a book at the bookstore, Child's First Guide to Trump. It was, pure Trump is evil. They build it for kids, and I think this is a dangerous direction, and I think we need to explore.
I think
it.
the office of the President of the United States needs to be respected. We can disagree with the politics, but that's why we have a system in place that allows us to contact our representatives and have our representatives go to Congress and put forth our ideas. If we use the system will work for us, but most of us are too fucking, complacent and happy with our thumb our asses watching sports and not giving a damn about what's going on in the United States.
Well, I think we really have more to cover, but we're going to have to do it in a separate video. Thank you very much. This is Two Grumpy Men on the Direction of American Politics. I guess part 1 now.